Hey, welcome to my channel, y'all. We are doing a Q&A. We have some great questions. But before we dive in, I want to tell you about the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification. So if you are interested in becoming an HA amenorrhea coach who works with women who are trying to get their missing menstrual cycle back, restore their fertility, and maintain that while perhaps performing in the gym or trying to get pregnant, have babies, whatever your sort of niche is, you're passionate, the part of you that's passionate about whatever, if working with the HA population in that is something you're interested in, you're going to love our Holistic HA Practitioner Certification. So that certification is basically a 9-month, I think 8 or 9 month program. It starts in September, where we take you through everything you need to know about HA, how it works, and we really put the soft skill coaching information in. So it's not enough to just know like, oh my gosh, this person needs to eat more, but you need to have the ability to educate them on the why behind that, right? Why do they need to eat more? What does this mean? And how do we use the fertility awareness method as a diagnostic tool? So we're not just like, like vibing recovery, like, oh, I think you're eating enough, or you don't have a period yet, so like maybe you need to eat more. No, that's not how we coach clients in our practice. We use data, we use science, we use proven methods to make sure that our clients are moving forward, and we're not just making recommendations based on like the No Period Now book on its own or something like that. We're really using a solid framework and method. And our goal is to give you all of the information about HA ahead of time, all of the coaching skills, and then give you those tools and resources so that you can work with clients as well in the exact same way. So that's called the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification. I'll put the links below. You can go and check out the website, download the syllabus, just get on the wait list and kind of learn more about it. And yeah, it opens on September 5th, and the first 48 hours are early bird pricing too. So if you like deals, you'll want to make sure you're on that list. Okay, that's enough about that. Let's dive in. Questions. Me asks, hey, I just came across your YouTube videos today. Hi, me. I saw the Recovered Cycle Disappeared video where you answered questions. You mentioned balancing blood sugar levels for advice, but is that about eating with veg fiber thing? I recovered from HA 10 months but lost it for 7 months. Had one cycle, lost it again, so I'm gathering information again. It would be great if you could introduce me to any podcast episodes or videos about this. Thanks. Yeah, I don't think they have like a specific what you need to know about blood sugar balance and HA stuff. We do talk about that in the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification. I don't think I have a specific video on it. So this is a good question. So there's a couple reasons why blood sugar is really important to take steps to resolve with HA, right? So first of all, HA is a stress issue, meaning yes, it's an energy deficit issue, but the energy deficit is causing stress. So when you are in a deep enough adrenal distress and your blood sugar is all out of whack from just chronic years or whatever of under eating, it's really hard to get your blood sugar back into a stable position. And when our blood sugar is back in a stable position, we do a better job at tolerating stress. That's my explain it as simply as you can kind of thing. And that, that's really what we're trying to do. So as coaches, we're always trying to get our clients' stress levels to be managed. Some people can actually recover without having to worry so much about blood sugar balance, in the sense that they don't need to eat at this religious amount of time and have these crazy balanced meals. They can just increase caloric intake and recover, and that's really common because in many ways that maybe their blood sugar is just not quite so in such distress. Whereas other people, it's actually, there's actually a lot of work that needs to be done. So we see this a bit more in our clients who are more on the POI, crazy lab work results kind of thing. And then those are our clients where everything's just in the normal range, or their lab work is in the normal range. Maybe it's a little bit low. I find blood sugar is something we don't have to focus on as much. usually. I just thought that was a fun anecdote. But the management of the stress response is one of the first, the key reasons. We're trying to support our body's ability to handle and tolerate stress. And that's where blood sugar could come in. Additionally, if we have someone managing blood sugar, it generally means that they're going to, by proxy, also be getting their carbohydrates, their protein, and their fats, meaning they have a more well-rounded diet. So remember as well that when you have HA, you are by default in a nutrient deficient state. This means, you know, you have a long way to go, especially if your goal is like pregnancy or optimal health. If you went and got a mineral test, it's probably a bit crazy up in there, right? We've been doing mineral tests with clients more recently, and it comes back pretty interesting. And I did a mineral test when I was in HA, and you know, there were just a few simple things for me to supplement with and make sure I was including in my diet to help me get my my minerals back up. But we don't do HTMA testing and crazy elaborate testing with all clients. It's just not feasible. Some countries it's not available. Something that I have become really passionate about as a recovery coach is how we can actually elicit a really, really great response with basic nutrition foundations like balancing blood sugar without having to get someone labs, right? Like, do you really need lab work to tell you that you need to eat enough protein, carbs, and fat? No. In fact, I don't want to get any lab work until I see that you're eating sufficient protein, carbs, and fat and balancing your blood sugar, because otherwise I'm going to get labs that I already know what they're going to tell me, and I already know what I'm going to do to resolve what they tell me. Does that make sense? I'm in a bit of a ranty mood. So all in all, you know, balancing blood sugar means you're having a more well-rounded diet in general as well, at least in the way that we instruct our clients to balance blood sugar. Okay. So I hope that was helpful me. I'm rambling on a bit, so I don't want to complicate it too much, but yeah, if it's not a fiber veg thing to us, it's a protein, carbohydrate, and fats thing, right? So a lot of people are just eating chicken breast and salad. Because I can't be bothered editing this video, imagine you're like zooming in on my face. And I'm like, you think you could get your period back on chicken breast and salad? You think you're balancing blood sugar on chicken breast and salad? Absolutely not. So yeah, I hope that helps me. Let me know. I see you're from Sydney, sup home girl. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Peakhurst. Shout out to anyone who knows where Peakhurst is. Okay. Next question. Jean asks, hi Danny, I've been all in for a while now, but my sleep has been really bad and I feel my overall stress is increasing. Is this normal? Okay, so this is like a broad question. You know, I would want you to be here. I would want to be like, tell me more. How you've been all in for a while. Is there anything else that could be causing the poor sleep? You know, like I had a client. Here's an example of like why I have so many clients. I had a client recently, and she was like, I wanted to ask, I've been really constipated lately. Like, you know, your immediate thought is, oh, is there something about the protocol? Maybe she's taking too much this, eating too much that. Like, let's look into it. But no, you know, and this is a tip too, free tip for anyone considering the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification. Before you jump into, oh my God, let's look at what you're over consuming. Maybe you have sluggish digestion, yada, yada. Let's zoom out. Tell me what else is on your plate. And I want to know your daily routine. At what point do you poop? Like, let's paint the picture of the environment before we actually get down to like what could be happening under the hood that's causing constipation. And she was like, well, she's in nursing. She's a nurse, a new nurse. So she does like really long shifts. And she was also studying for her boards. So she's like, I am getting up really early and, getting really, really fast, rushing out the door, getting to work, starting work, taking a break at like whatever time, working, taking lunch, working, break, working, come home, it's late, it's 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. I eat dinner, I go to bed. So I'm like, okay, so what time are you trying to poop? There's no opportunity to poop. When are you gonna poop? You're not, you're probably not constipated because of something you're eating. You're probably constipated because from the moment you wake up, you have a lot of commitments you need to do. The environment's not super relaxing and safe. I don't know about you guys, but my body knows when it's time to poop. My body's like, okay, your daughter's at daycare, your husband's up at work, everything's been done, you're ready to go sit at your desk, do some work. Oh, time to poop, right? So if you don't have the opportunity or the environment for that to happen, we need to address that first, because that's probably a big part of the issue, right? So with this sleep question, Jean, I want to know things like that, right? Well, what are you doing before you go to sleep? How is the room? Did you recently change mattresses? Did you recently move house? What about that could be affecting it? Then once we rule out any issues like that, I actually would say it's really common to have disrupted sleep through recovery, and also for people who are cycling around ovulation is really common for people to start having like a 3 a.m. wake up and they're just like kind of up, or it takes them a while to get back to sleep. So if your overall stress is increasing, that has to be linked to something external, which is likely causing issues with your sleep and maybe even with your digestion, right? But if it's not, and you're saying everything's the same and I'm just feeling more anxious and I'm not sleeping as well, maybe there's a shift and a massive fluctuation in hormones. If you are going from like 0 estrogen to 85 overnight or something, you're gonna feel some feelings. You're gonna experience some experiences, but this may not necessarily be abnormal. So I just wanted to share that. I know that's not crazy helpful. I'm not able to be like, oh, this is happening because in recovery, blood sugar is rising and cortisol is crashing and you're asleep, you're awake. Like, it's probably just some tweaks, that you could make maybe with your environment. Maybe a little bit of it is just in the changing fluctuation of your hormones, and hopefully it resolves itself soon. But one of the big tips I like to give people when they're worrying, it's such a common trait. My eye is itchy. It's such a common trait of HA is to feel like my how do I put this? Like stress, if I'm not sleeping, if I don't get enough sleep, how am I going to wake up for my workout? I'm going to have a bad day at school and I'm going to be sluggish, or a bad day at work, or my workout's not going to be good. And then it's going to make me puffy the next day. And then the whole trajectory of my week is going to be off. And we just get really anxious about our sleep. And that can carry on as a default because of this like belief system we have around the importance of 8 hours of sleep or whatever. But remember, that's okay if you're having slightly disrupted sleep. I mean, obviously I don't want you to be having full-on insomnia. If you're dealing with full-on insomnia, please go to a doctor and get a sleep study done. But if you're waking up at like 3 in the morning, you're up till like 4:30, or maybe you're even up a few times a month from like 4 a.m. onwards, you know what? Stay calm, balance your blood sugar, reduce your caffeine, read a book before bed, work on your stress. And as long as you're taking those steps, don't let the handful of times or even the month long of disrupted sleep get the better of you, right? Especially if you're in a situation maybe where you don't have kids and stuff like that, and you can hang on just a little bit more with less sleep. Just remember, like, okay, well, shit, it's 4 a.m. Guess I'll check out a sunrise. Might as well, you're up. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. If you have a question, please put it in the comments below, or head to Instagram at the HA Society or at Danny Sheriff, whichever, pick your pipe, whichever you like. Please like and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any more of this goodness ever again. And I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye.